All right. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, morning.
Hold on, we have a sound issue here.
Sound issue. We have one more guest for the podcast.
Um, all right. And we're back, just like that, in a flash. Uh,
Yeah.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Nimergood. I am the host of the Real Estate Rockstars podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you this morning for episode 12. We have a wonderful guest coming on today. His name is Dima Raketa. He is just an absolute dynamite guest. A little bit about Dima. He is a leading international expert in business development, digital marketing, and reputation management. A two-time Stevie Award winner, recipient of multiple prestigious industry awards, and a Forbes contributor, he has helped brands transform their reputation into a powerful business asset, leveraging AI, crisis management, and innovative branding strategies to drive sustainable growth. As the CEO of Reputation House, Dima has worked with businesses in 15 plus countries, guiding companies across the US, UAE, Europe, Asia, and Africa in turning reputation challenges into opportunities for expansion. His expertise spans crisis management, brand trust, digital influence, and corporate reputation strategy, helping both startups and established corporations enhance their market presence and credibility. A sought after international speaker, which he's actually at a conference here today where he'll be speaking, Dima has delivered impactful talks at Seamless Dubai, African FinTech Forum, and Digital Marketing Nights in Hong Kong, offering deep insights into AI driven reputation management, brand resilience, and psychology of consumer trust. His presentations blend real world case studies, cutting edge trends, and actionable strategies, making complex topics accessible and valuable to business leaders. It is without further ado, I'd love to welcome Dima Raketa to the show. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here. Such a very warm introduction. Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, when 10 years ago I have joined the company Reputation House as a consultant, I was, the only question I had in my mind, who is paying for reputation management, for online reputation management? And I have found that there are a lot of customers, there are a lot of people, a lot of companies, governments, and even events who are in need of reputation.
Mm,
So, for example, not for example, we have plenty of case studies during these 10 years, and I was very happy to dive deep into this industry. And, it's so diverse. And I would be very happy today to answer the question and maybe share my knowledge, my experience. And if in the end of this podcast, somebody will get the solution or will get, a lot of insight, I would be very happy.
Oh, well, we're happy to have you on, especially as diverse as your background is. And might I add, in some topics that are really near and dear to my heart, really near and dear to a lot of our listeners' hearts out there. I mean, when you start talking about branding, business development, reputation management, they're all sort of synonymous with success today. So I know I shared a little bit about you, but in your own words, just for the listeners out there, who is Dima Ricetta? Who are you? Who should they come to know and love as you?
So, yeah, I'm a CEO of Reputation House and the founder of this company. We started with something very simple. It was like, we tried to answer the question, what do Google says about you as a company, its persona, and so on. And we have found that too many people all over the world, they're trying to Google, if we tell about, if we speak about the companies, they're trying to Google before they start to use services or buy any products or something like that. If we are speaking about the personas, our core clients, they are, mostly businessmen, mostly people who are involved in international cooperation and something like that. And yeah, for sure, we have found that it's very valuable to have the proper Google result page. What it means? It means if you start a business and trying to open a bank account, bank compliance managers, they're looking through the Google. What does Google say about you? And we have found that mostly there is a big gap between how you perceive yourself and how the audience and the Google perceive you. It
Mm,
means that there is and we are trying to fulfill this gap. So you can do a lot of charity, you can do a lot of, uh, you know, uh, big and valuable things, but mostly Google doesn't know anything about this stuff. And the key difference between online reputation management and PR, that PR is, a strong tool to bring your thoughts to masses. And if we are speaking about the reputation management, the people start to Google you and find information about you, and we should make it matching reality and what does Google say. Yeah,
mm.
in many
And
projections.
I yeah, whether we like it or not, Google has become obviously the standard in reputation management. When you don't say you search for anything anymore, you say you Google for something. It's kind of like you don't say you need a tissue, you need a Kleenex, right? Like these things become synonymous with the standard that they are. I'm curious, just to shift gears for a second. You've had a lot of experience in real estate. Maybe tell me about one of your most interesting projects related to real estate so far.
I have two in my mind. Let's start one by one. So we had a client, it's a huge real estate agency in UAE, and we started to build their reputation in terms of trust for their customers and so on. And we have found out that honestly, in UAE, real estate agencies they don't care about their reputation management. And we created a new product for them. We created a product which is called HR reputation management because the key issue was the owner of the company he wanted uh, the best agents to come to work in his place,
Mm,
and we created a specific HR reputation for this company because they are doing a lot for their employees. They not only in terms of salary or something like that. They have a lot of activities inside. They have a lot of social packages and many other things. When we delivered all this stuff to the internet, we used platforms not only Google, also we published a lot of YouTube videos. We published many things in the social media. We published a lot of interesting things in, HR portals and aggregators about their company and so on. And in the end of the day, after 8 months of working with us, they applied for several awards in UAE uh,
mm,
as the best real estate agency, best place to work, and so on, and they won. They
wow.
won because judges they were, exploring the web about what is happening and so on, and they found a lot of positive things comparing to their competitors and rivals. That's the reason they have won this one, and they were extremely happily. You better go to work to a world winner agency in terms of human resources than you're going to the no name. And I was very amazed that during working with them, we have understood that there are more than 40 different platforms where information about the company, which means reputation, can be published by users, not only by the company. It was published by users, and those reviews, not only reviews, but let's call it those reviews, they were extremely valuable when you make a decision: do you want to work with this company or not? So in the end of the day, he had the opportunity to hire top talents from the market only because they are very good. They seemed very good in the web. Yeah, that's it. So it's not a complicated way. In case you know what are you doing, and in case you know what is your objective. But for sure, it takes time. The my I like the words. Says that no, it takes 20 years to build reputation and only five seconds to ruin it. So
Oh yeah,
who knows this one? They act different. That's the point. But anyway,
that,
you should take care.
that's a famous Warren Buffett quote, and I
Yeah.
love that quote because it's so true, right? And for those of you listening out there that think that your reputation management is not important, let this be a lesson to you that it is. In fact, in today's market, I would argue that it's probably one of the top three most important things to building a successful brand long term because consumers are so educated. This is the thing I say is consumers are so educated. It's not like 20 years ago where you are doing the educating on your brand to someone else. Oftentimes when you speak with a consumer, they've already done their homework on you. They've already Googled you, they've already looked you up, they've already looked at your reviews. They know about as much as your brand as you do about them. So that's very well said, Dima. Now, what is that's a great example of a positive success story, but what about maybe one of your most challenging clients from a real estate perspective, and maybe how you got through kind of the challenges that you were embarking on with them?
The biggest challenge when we start to work with the clients who are already facing informational attacks.
uh,
So this world is unfair, and your competitors and rivals, they use different methods. They do different things, and sometimes they do very sophisticated informational attacks. These informational attacks can be dedicated to personas, stakeholders, owners, companies, events, and so on. And sometimes, sorry for saying that, in big companies there is a special department uh, who are fueling the war against their competitors.
oh,
There are no a lot of cases in real estate, but there are a lot of cases in pharmacy, in gambling, in gaming, and some other specific industries. So working against their customers, working against their competitors, it's one of the key responsibilities of these departments. But we're on the white side, and we are very happy to be on the white side. We are only protecting our clients from such kind of information attacks. And how it works. So we have a special software. For sure, everybody can use the same software like we use. It is called Social Media Listening Tool. In
hmm,
a in a in live, you can get all the mentions about the brand, which are published in social media, in newspapers, different articles, interviews, and so on. And this software gathers all these mentions, provides you sentiment analysis, and shows you, spikes, for example, if something happens. So you will be the first, but you don't have to wait while your friends or maybe your colleagues will send you a link through the WhatsApp. You will be the first who knows that, oh God, something happens and I
oh,
have to do this one. And sometimes, not sometimes, nearly 90% in cases, customers come to me and say, okay, Dima, I have this analysis. I have this research. I understand the sentiment. I know that 12% of mentions during the last month were negative about my brand. And this is the question I like mostly, the core question. What should I do next? And that's
Mm.
actually what we are doing, creating and implementing the strategy how to reduce negativity, how to amplify positivity, how to investigate who is the beneficiary of information attack, what channels they use, how to behave against their attack, and for sure how to reduce the damage from this one. And it looks like we are on the battlefield, and we have our own troops, we have our own weapons, and we have to act to protect our client. And that's the interesting part, the very interesting part, how to behave.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and it is kind of like a battlefield sometimes. There's no doubt about that. I'm curious if someone that's fluent in three very core but very interrelated subject matters, which is, you've got your business development, you got your digital marketing, and you got your reputation management, which are sort of the three core things that you and your team specialize in. Is there one that sticks out to you as your favorite, or your one that you think is going to be the most important of the three, or are all three interrelated and almost equally important and need to be sort of symbiotic in this relationship and moving a brand forward in the coming years? I mean, how do you see it?
Mm, if we are speaking about the reputation management, it consists of three core things. Number one, it's you know it's like an area which connects three core things. This number one, social media. This number
Mm-hmm.
one. So everybody now has social media. They're posting something. They have the pages of the company. They manage them. Many of them do it very well, even before the era of AI. The second core thing is, as I mentioned before, social media listening. You should be the first person who knows what is happening. But on the other hand, social media listening is bringing you on the table something like brand insights. We had a client, they have a lot of coffee shops. I cannot, because of the non-disclosure agreement, I cannot tell the brand name, but they have a lot of departments all over the country. And we started to do the monitoring. We call it social media listening monitoring, and uh, you know uh, we found that in the south of the country, many users of their product, they found that the taste was sour. And if we're speaking about the north part of the country, they have found the taste of their product was something like sweet. With our brand insights, they have changed the recipe in different part of the country, and with this way, they have reduced the negativity, and people started to love their product more. What it means, so social media listening can deliver you brand insights, and this is the crucial part, one of the crucial parts. Yeah, and the third one is PR for sure, classic PR. So mix of social media management plus social media listening plus PR. It means reputation management.
Ah.
So, so in this case, I'm on the side of reputation management because business development, especially in the era of AI and the era of the internet, it's nearly impossible if you are nobody, no name, and the internet doesn't know anything about you. And a- as I know from my experience, mostly our clients they think that it's very complicated,
Mm-hmm.
so at least we can understand what do people say on our social media page in Facebook or Instagram, something like that. But they don't know how to manage with this. They don't know what to do in terms of crisis. They don't know what to do in terms of new product launch. They have launched the product and they just sit and do nothing and just listening what they're gonna say. But today with different tools, working with the agencies, not agencies, using different the tools. Uh, Today, it's very easily to take control over your reputation on data. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So valuable. This insight is so valuable. And I really hope our listeners are taking good notes out there because this is an absolute masterclass in reputation management. Now, Dima, we're going to shift gears to the final section for our podcast this morning. And this is, we'll get into some more personalized questions, if you will. So just bear
Okay.
with me. The first one is this. So let's say it's your 80th birthday. Okay. Who is there around you? What's going on? Set it up for us. What's going on for your 80th birthday?
Your birthday. My birthday or my friend's birthday or girlfriend.
Your birthday for your 80th birthday, 80. You're turning 80. Who's there? What's going on?
uh, I don't have to be positive, right?
You don't know.
I wish to get to the 80 because modern world is complicated, and nobody knows what will be tomorrow. We used to live in the world before, just a couple of years ago, when uh, we could during the conferences, speakers from the stage, they were telling that on the next 3 years, on the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, and something like that. But now with the world of AI, where one update of chat gpt can vanish the whole industry, honestly.
Yeah.
We're looking only what is the future for the next 2 weeks. So the next 2 weeks world now is on the table. And answering to your question, I want to celebrate it in Mexico and Cancun, backpacking, being alone, and being very, very, very far away from the internet, mobile phone, social media, and so on and so on. Because in my personal opinion, we are the last generation who can afford ourselves, being so close with the nature, with our human entity, and we can do what we like still. The next generations, I'm so scared about what is happening. I don't want to predict anything, but I'm very happy to be one of the last generation who can act whatever we like.
And actually enjoy nature, right?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
amazing how little we see that going on anymore. So here's the next zinger for you. It's the next question. Let's say it's your last day on Earth, and you can only preserve three items. You can only have three items that are going to preserve with you, and these items are going to go in a time capsule. Okay. So, what are those three items that you want to preserve in that time capsule, and why?
First of all, bottle of rum. Bottle of rum.
Very
Pen and
good.
the paper. Pen and the paper.
Pen and
You
paper.
know why? Because I will drink the bottle of rum first,
Yeah.
then I'll write a message to somebody, I don't know, and put it in the ocean. Yeah.
And put it in the ocean. Put it in that bottle in the
Yeah,
ocean.
exactly. Exactly.
Let it
Exactly.
sail away.
Maybe it will be useful for the next the last man on the on the land. On the earth.
That's hilarious. That's the first time I've heard someone answer with pen or pencil and paper and with a bottle of rum, and it seems like it goes hand in hand. So I think it's a great answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question for you, Dima. What is your definition of a real estate rock star?
Oh, I have some examples, honestly. Uh, for me, definition. Those guys, they are very open. They're always smiling. They they wake up with the thoughts of how to bring value to the real estate market. They're very happy to communicate, to contact with the customers, partners, and so on. They live this life. And if you imagine a little bit that you can, grab real estate from his life,
Mm-hmm.
he will lose his personality. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the core issue. So the yeah, the man whose life is the real estate, and it doesn't. I know some of them. Even if you inviting them for a couple of drinks or something like that, there will be no minute talking about anything else, like anything else. They are talking about the real estate and they leave it this one.
Because they
That's
just
it. So it's your life. It's your life. Being a super professional, you should wake up with these thoughts, go sleep with these thoughts, and even in your dreams, you should see only real estate. That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it, y'all. That's a real estate rock star. They go to sleep dreaming about it. They wake up thinking about it, and it's constantly ingrained in their brain all day long. Dima, such a wonderful time. Like I said, an absolute masterclass, especially in reputation management for our listeners out there. Where can our listeners find and connect with you?
The best thing is to use LinkedIn for sure. Just DM me, Dima Raketa, the same name. You can find easily. Feel free to ask me any questions in terms of reputation management, but also if you don't understand something or want to know more, I will share some materials and it will be much more easier. For example, what to do, some maybe small checklist or something like that, what to do in case your persona and the internet doesn't know anything about you. What are 3 steps which you can do by yourself without any budget, with a zero budget? It's absolutely real now, without any budget, just spending a couple of hours and make Google think about you. What do you want? That's it.
Wow. Wow. There you have it, folks. Reputation management on zero budget. So keep that in mind. Dima's the man. If you need reputation management, make sure you go to him. Folks, another wonderful episode here on the Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Justin Nimergood. We're signing out for today. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good day.